Hey guys, it's Sandro here with yet another Honda Monkey mod video today, installing the Yoshimura rear fender eliminator and license plate holder. Now, as I've mentioned a few times, I do really love the way this bike looks, which was the main reason I bought it. But the previous mods, upgrading the rear shocks and adding the mirror extenders and luggage rack, were all about safety and functionality rather than looks. Though I have to say that at least I think the bike also looks better, which is a nice bonus. But today's mod is actually the first one that's really all about looks, and that rear plastic fender overhang really needs to go, as I think it doesn't suit the 80s look of this bike at all, and is a definite eyesore compared to all the other beautiful trims and finishes. Now, there's actually quite a few fender delete kits around for the 2019 Honda Monkey, which is really great having that choice. But for me personally, the Yoshimura one appealed to me the most, with its clean, simple but quality look, as well as the quality and finish of the materials, which is mostly metal. The catch is that it's probably also the most expensive one, though I'm a great believer that you get what you pay for, and I think it's exceptional value when you consider the quality, fit and finish of this item. So let's get to it. Now, this looked to me like a pretty simple install, so I really just skimmed over the instructions. But to start with, I removed the three 10mm bolts, which are just a standard directional thread, so you turn them counterclockwise to remove them. You'll also need a small or narrow Phillips screwdriver head to remove the two screws that are also standard directional threads and hold up one end of the plastic fender under housing. The last two fasteners are plastic grommets with center pins that all you need to do is push them in with a screwdriver or similar tool, which will release them and allow you to drop down the rest of the whole plastic unit. Your final step to remove the existing plastic fender is to unhook the wires of the license plate light that are held up in place with a couple of guide hooks, and then detach the license plate wiring harness by pushing down on the fastening clip, which will release it quite easily. Your next step is to remove the two little screw fasteners from the Honda fender and attach them to the Yoshimura Fender Eliminator plate. And you'll also need the three 10mm bolts, which are reused to secure the plate to the bike. Thread the Yoshimura license bar wiring through the center hole and position the lead bar to line up with the two screw holes. Then it's just a matter of using a small Allen key to thread and tighten the two screws that hold up the lead bar in place. Now, if there's one thing that I would have loved to see in this kit, it would have been Yoshimura adding a wiring connector so that I didn't have to cut the original Honda one. But as it stands, you'll need to cut the two wires, strip off some of the plastic insulation, connect them to the Yoshimura light bar wires, and reuse the Honda license plate wire connector for the new light install. So just make sure you firstly thread through the included heat shrink wire insulators and then connect the black Yoshimura wire to the green Honda wire, which leaves the red Yoshimura wire that connects to the black Honda wire. Use a heat gun to tighten up the heat shrink wire insulators, and I also used a little electrical tape to make sure I had a perfect watertight seal. Now just before I bolted the bracket into place, I made sure to quickly plug in the wires to test it out, which as expected, it all worked in perfect order. Before you bolt on the bracket, make sure to loop the wires back into those hang-in hooks, and also be sure not to pinch the wires on any bolts or screws as you secure the bracket. But apart from that, the install is even easier than the removal. Just quickly hand tighten the 10mm bolts to secure the license plate bracket in place, and then evenly torque them down with your tool. Make sure that the push pins in the plastic grommets are positioned outwards. Line up the fender plastic housing and push the pins back up to lock them in place. Then replace and tighten up the last 2 Phillip head screws and you're done. Now one thing I wasn't expecting was the fact that my Australian number plate was about half a centimetre too long to sit flush with the Yoshimura number plate holder, and the existing holes in my number plate only lined up on one side. After a little consideration on what was the best way to solve this, I decided to drill a couple more holes on one side of my number plate, which you wouldn't be able to see once the plate is in the holder. I may also trim that half centimetre overhang off the number plate down the track, but I may also just try and find a new number plate that fits the holder perfectly. The last step is securing the number plate holder to the fender bracket. You'll have 2 slightly longer bolts which you should use for the top 2 holes, and 2 slightly shorter bolts which are for the 2 bottom holes. Use your Allen key to hold the front of the bolts secure while you torque the nuts down with your wrench behind. Be sure to use all 4 bolts and nuts to completely secure the plate down, as if you only use the top 2 bolts, it will compromise the integrity and strength of the bracket. All in all, the install took just over an hour to complete, so yet again a super easy and simple modification. I'll let you guys decide what you think about how the bike looks with the Yoshimura Fender Eliminator kit with some final footage shots. But I've got no doubt in my mind that the bike looks 100% better with that plastic overhang gone. As always, I really hope you guys enjoyed and found this video useful. Please like, comment and subscribe to this channel to show your support for these videos, and I'll see you guys soon.